Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jason Bircher with Kansas City Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and my homie Mark. We're going to do a little choke series from side control, something that I've been employing a little bit lately. It's a little tricky and it's mean too, so I like it. So Mark, go ahead. Head over. So I'm playing kind of a standard side control game here, emphasizing my shoulder pressure as my crossface, and I'm using my hand on the shoulder to kind of keep his arm out of play while my head orients a little further towards his hip, kind of limiting the range of this arm. The problem here is I get in this control and it's a little difficult to advance my game because this is such a kind of confining type position. So I'm going to sit to a scarf hold type position, sliding my right knee from his hip to underneath his shoulder, and as I do that I'll retract this hand and grab my own collar. I'm going to pull that lapel out. I'm going to hand it off to my hand that's at his shoulder as I bring my hips back and reestablish my standard side control game. My hand will come under his head and I'll grab the very end of that lapel. I want to make sure that it is at the end as opposed to further up, because I'm going to need that slack as I reposition myself. I'm going to pull this taut so that the cloth goes right against his neck on this side rather than leaving a gap. And then I'm free to move. My elbow draws back here. And with my hand that had control of his shoulder, I'm going to replace my hip control for my knee. So I'm going to release the shoulder, come down, simply plant my hand on the mat by his hip, and that'll be enough to sort of slow his guard attempt, or guard recovery attempts here. Now I'm going to draw my weight back. As I draw my weight back, I need to keep this cloth under his chin here. Okay? I'm keeping my chest low so I have pressure on his body still. And once I get to the furthest extent of that, I'm going to put my head against his neck, right here by right under his jawline. I'm going to push off my toes into the side of his neck, and I'm going to pull my lapel underneath, and while my elbow draws towards my body here. It's a nice short draw. It's not very nice, and it's an easy way to get a submission here. So again, got my standard side control. Cup the shoulder. I'm going to sit. Knee to his shoulder under here. I grab the end of my gi, I hand it off to my far hand, and then I'm going to reposition my body as I hand off. Here. Hand disconnects, comes under the head, and then once again I make a handoff at the very end of the lapel. Cover the hip. I'm now going to slide myself back and slightly exaggerate my angle towards his head, keeping my shoulder against his face here. I withdraw my head, put it against his jaw, and then I'm going to pull my collar as I drive my head into the side of his neck. Cool? Cool.
Thanks, Jason.
Sure, man.